Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and Boomin is the new portal. Not like we need another portal, but a portal that's just been launched in April 2021. And it's been out for a couple of weeks now, and there's an awful lot of questions that agents are asking about Boomin. So in this particular video, I've invited Tom Kirk, who is the Chief Product Officer, to ask questions about Boomin. There are certain things that he will be able to answer and certain things that he won't. But what we'll do is, I asked you over the weekend, got your questions. We've got pages of stuff. So let's get our heads down and let's ask the main man himself. So Tom, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Thanks for coming down from Manchester. So the first question which came up an awful lot was this new Matchmaker function. So that and let's rattle through these. So who decides which agent gets those leads?
So the seller's always in control of choosing which agent that they want to deal with.
Okay, so it comes up. I want to live on that street, and then what? You put your details in. Does it then, like all the website, come up and actually give you there's agent A and it tells you who the agent is?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Agent B.
Yeah. So a Matchmaker buyer comes across a seller advert. They think, actually, I'd be really interested in looking at a home like that. That comes through to the seller. Do you want to be matched to this person? Yes, I do. Fantastic. And then we surface the agents in their area and they can choose one. Okay,
and on that website, are there fees mentioned there?
No fees at all.
Okay, and whether you're a gold or a platinum, it makes no difference?
No, so what's really important to us is making sure that we surface the right agent to the right customer. So, of course, success rate, of course, the experience.
I mean, is it just a list of agents saying these agents are the ones that you can use?
Yeah, so you've got the gold agents there, you've got the platinum agents there as well.
And does it actually have the name of the agent on it?
It does indeed, yeah.
Does it have the fee?
No, it doesn't have the fee, just their logo.
And can you choose multiple agents?
No, just one.
Okay, so really, how does a person choose? They're just going to go on a logo, aren't they?
No, not necessarily. You know, they will look at the reputation of the agent in their area. They'll be very familiar with that, with the numbers of SSTC properties they've got on there. That there might be houses that they've sold in the neighbourhood, so they'll be familiar anyway of that agent's reputation. Okay. I think what Matchmaker's all around is trying to open up the market and trying to encourage people to have those conversations. So from our point of view, then pick up a phone in the first place to engage with the agent is only a positive. Okay, so
basically, the only choice that a Matchmaker homeowner has got is just a screen full of logos. Is that it?
So yeah, they can see whether they're platinum and gold as well, and obviously they can see the location of that agent.
What is the difference between platinum and gold?
So platinum and gold is all around the experience and all around the integration that we've got with that agent, of course, the agent CRM. So platinum agents give us a much deeper integration, which means they have a much better experience. And therefore, they're a platinum status with us.
And does platinum take you to the top of the list and gold?
It does indeed. Yeah, it does indeed. So platinum agents are showcased higher.
Okay. And how many agents' logos are on this screen when it comes up?
So the agent selector is one agent logo per time. They can scroll through to see the different agents.
Okay, but again, I'm talking about the person who is the vendor of the house saying yes. How many is on a screen? You know, for someone to make a choice.
One agent per screen, and they can flick through the amount of agents that deal with that property itself.
Wouldn't it be fair if you just nicely rotated them round and everyone got an equal chance?
Yeah, we could look at rotation, and as I say, I've spoken to a lot of agents over the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they ask about the agent selector for valuations and also Matchmaker, and we want to make sure that we're always selecting the right agent for the right customer, and we believe that by doing that, the platinum and the gold integration is important because of the experience, but also the success in the marketplace.
Okay, I mean, a question a lot of people have asked about the Matchmaker is potentially you could cut the agent out.
Yeah, we've never wanted to do that. We've been very, very clear about that, and we stand by that. You know, Matchmaker's all around offering more opportunities, you know, not providing just more leads for the agents, actually giving them business, and we see this as encouragement for people to get into the market sooner and have a conversation with that agent.
You'll ever cut the agent out to go direct to the vendor?
The agents are front and centre. You know, that they are the business model. They're important to us, and everything that we do is making sure that we give them a good service and giving them what they want. So, absolutely not going direct at all.
So, someone fills the details in. you're going to pick the platinums first, and you're going to choose the one with the most sold subject to contracts.
And of course the location's in there as well, so proximity
Okay.
to the property.
But then I've heard stories of agents uploading the whole of their 3 years worth of sold stock. So that's got to screw the figures up, isn't it?
No, so they can't upload, 3 years of their sold stock onto
Okay,
Boomin.
but I've had agents say that that's the case, that they've uploaded
well-
3 years worth of stock.
So they can't upload 3 years of sold stock. It comes from the CRM in the same way that it goes through to the other portals as well.
Okay,
and
so-
our integrations team deal with it in the exact same way. So they
but if
haven't
it-
got the ability to do that.
Okay, so really, basically, if they're sending you 3 years worth of stock, they're doing exactly the same on Rightmove, and that what they should do is highlight this to you.
Correct.
I mean,
That's not happening just on Boomin at all. No way.
okay, but you've got some. But if you feel that someone is taking the piss, excuse my French, technical Grantham language there, you will sort that out.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the next one is access to the CRM databases. Now again, Zillow, which is the Rightmove equivalent in the USA, asked agents to give access to their CRMs a few years ago, and they promised they would never sell agents' data to other agents or become an agent themselves. Yet now look at them, they are now selling their own leads back to the agents using the proprietary data that agent gave them years ago, and they're now becoming an estate agent. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, it's a myth that we are accessing a CRM's database. In no way, shape or form has that ever been the case. I don't know where that started, but that's just simply not true. So in relation to Zillow, I actually spent some time out in the US. We're very familiar with that model. And yes, they are now acting as a brokerage, but that's all around sort of the iBuyer campaign, of course, which is a completely different model entirely.
So the iBuyer is one where they actually buy the property themselves?
It is indeed, which is, they have to be a brokerage. The iBuyer as a model in general, you've got a 6% fee, obviously, with the buy side and the sell side over there. So they're completely different.
Well, Michael Bruce has got a few million. He could become an iBuyer, couldn't he?
I think you need a bit more capital than that. But
Okay, but so what is this? So are you telling me that they don't have access to your? Because again, I'm hearing stories of I have to upload all of my applicants to Boomin to become a platinum member.
again, it's just a complete myth. That's just not the case.
Okay,
We've got.
So what exactly are you? What data are you wanting from the agents? And we all know damn well that you're selling it. You're going to sell it on for like utility leads and things like that. So, and you earn some money and they earn some money. So, I mean, is it a case of just every single person that walks through the door, you register them on your CRM and it goes over to you lot to try and sell them some extra leads, extra stuff? Is that how it works?
So we've got lots of APIs at Boomin. Obviously we've got the property API as well as the customer API as well, and I guess that's in place for a real seamless way for us to pass customer information across to the agent in a much deeper and richer way that is currently out there with the likes of Rightmove and the Zoopla that come through on an email.
Are some agents giving you access to their CRMs? Yes or no?
So we have as I say, a deeper integration with CRMs out there, which doesn't mean we have access at all to their database, no. As you know, quite a lot of agents, all the agents actually for that matter, have had a link which they've sent email campaigns out, so that's then inviting them to Boomin. It's all around, we're partnered with Boomin and giving them the services that we offer, and should they then click on a link and create an account, then that gives them access to playground priorities and those types of things.
Okay, so the agent sends out an email, not Boomin, inviting them to become part of Boomin.
Mm-hmm.
If they then create an account in Boomin, you're then going to offer that person services?
Yeah, so when they come to Boomin, of course, they can find their way to Playground, they can find their way to Priorities, they can find their way onto the portal and engage.
What is this Playground thing then?
Playgrounds are...
Because you go to Boomin and it says for sale to rent Playground. It sounds like childhood. What is Playground?
Well, the fascination of property for everyone in the UK, right? That's why we're sat where we are at the moment. And, it's really trying to encapsulate a customer's vision as to the property that they fall in love with, home decor inspiration, allowing a visual world for them to get lost in, and to save images that they like, make projects, buy items that they
So you
might...
kind of like pin interest, but then I've been told that if they see a piece of furniture, they want to buy it, you get a commission and a bit of a kickback to the agent as well. Is that how it works?
That's quite clear with the model that's there, that we offer a revenue share with the agents that have introduced that customer. Yeah.
And again, are you offering services on the lines of utility swapping and things like that?
Yep. So not only have you got the playground where you can buy items for your home, of course, then actually the other end of the transaction when you move in is all around energy, TV, broadband, those types of things.
And if you continue to offer those services to those people and they say stop with you for 10 years, again, is the agent going to continue to earn off that?
Absolutely, and that's the real crucial bit. But not only that, is when their customer logs into the hub, if they've bought a home with that agent, if they've sold a home, or if they've let a property with them before, their brand's actually front and centre.
Okay, so why aren't the other portals doing this?
I can't comment on what other portals are doing. I think ultimately we have a huge focus on the customer and the agent, making sure what's right for them. We heard loud and clear what they wanted. They didn't want a fourth portal, and we want to make sure that we're giving them business and giving them access to different revenue streams.
So you're saying that basically the playground, which is basically hitting on the kind of like a pin interest, a visual thing of them, what am I trying to say? Being a lot more sticky to your website is what makes you different to the portals.
Well,
That you're not just a site for another list of properties.
Yeah.
You're you want to be more of a lifestyle thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, stickiness is important, isn't it? You need to offer something different.
Okay.
We needed to offer something that was different. We need to offer features, secret property, sneak peek, matchmaker, playground, and priorities are also. Okay
then. So again, we've talked about playground, which is basically razzing around a property and making it look nice. Talk to me about the other features which are different.
So secret property, sneak peek, and matchmaker are all around.
Well, we've already done matchmaker.
So let's stick to secret property and sneak peek. So again, they're all about opening up the marketplace. So if you go to one of the other portals, it's very much a case of what's live on the market currently today, when we both know that there's so much more in each local town, village, city happening, which is around valuations that are taking place. Great estate agencies is matching people to those, and there's lots of transactions that happen outside of the portals that never make it to live, and we really wanted to get people to understand there's actually much more transactions that are happening, much more activity, and to try and allow people to engage with the agents much sooner. But it's all around us driving valuations for agents. We've had thousands of valuations being booked in already, and actually for every 4 viewings that we get booked at the moment, we're booking a valuation, which is incredible. So it's actually not agents passing us their valuations, it's us driving valuations.
Okay, and does the agent have to put the full address of the property in, or
no, not at all. No.
So you just say I'm going to a 3-bedroom semi in Grantham. What?
At this price, this bedroom, this bathroom, detached house, some very basic information about the property, and they can see live interest with people that are active in the marketplace.
And how does someone let's just say I'm looking for a 3-bedroom semi in Grantham at that sort of price range, how do I, as someone who's looking, express an interest, and how does the agent find out about that?
So you type in that you're looking for Grantham, up come a list of live listings and SSTC properties, and across there you'll see that there's a list of secret properties. You scroll through nice and simple, click Tell Me First, and if that then comes to the market, or if the agent notifies us, you can then arrange a viewing once they've done the DD and get in before
and
it comes to the market.
Does the agent actually know the name and address of the person who's clicked on that saying Tell Me First?
They don't get the information until such time that they instruct the property.
So basically you could go out to a vendor's house and say, I've got 5 people that are waiting for this.
Exactly.
Clever, that's interesting.
To try and encourage them, to speed to market, encourage fee growth.
But what's stopping agents faking that?
Well, I think in everything, what's to stop an agent faking a live listing, or, there's lots of ways to manipulate everything, but we're very comfortable with the processes that we've put in place, that it's being used, and we're already seeing the engagement levels of genuine buyers, genuine sellers, and genuine agents using it for the product that it should be used for. Okay,
right, let's move on to onboarding. A few people have said that you think they've launched early and you've given a commercial advantage to those who you've prioritised on the onboarding. You're spending all this money on advertising. Surely you've had more credibility if you'd have waited and got more people on.
I think if you'd asked Michael, if anything, we've launched a little bit later than he'd want to. Certainly not early. Of course, timing's important, but I've got real visibility of the integrations because it falls under my remit. It's my team, so I see all the hard work and all the processes that goes in day by day. And what I can say for certain is that nothing took precedent. There's nothing, no company, CRM or agent that we took priority over. We were integrated with over 60 CRMs, and ultimately we're processing the information that they send to us. We've got to make sure that the data's coming across in the right way, and we're still continuing to do lots of great work with the other CRMs that we're not quite integrated with yet.
But surely, you launched 3 months late. God help you if you'd have launched 3 months ago, 3 months, around Christmas time. Was it the CRM integration that held you back?
No, look, I think, again, launching is all around timing. It's about lots of other things coming together at the right time, and we felt that the timing of when we launched was the right time to launch for lots of other reasons, and that wasn't the reason that we decided to launch when we did.
Okay. So, apart from the £50 million advertising budget, because we can all spend money, what are Boomin going to do that On The Market never could?
I mean this in its utmost respect. I remember when I was sat in a Hunter's branch as a branch manager at the time, and the On The Market representative came in, and I guess we don't feel that they offered anything different to Rightmove and Zoopla. Yes, you can look at the 24-hour thing, the delay. They actually said that you couldn't list on one of those portals. We didn't want to take that approach. There's no restrictions at all. It was all around opening up the market and giving something to agents that they've not had before, access to greater revenue streams, giving them more opportunity to win instructions and giving them more business, not just giving them more leads. And that's why the features of what we've already talked about, Secret Property, Sneak Peek and Matchmaker, are all designed to do.
Okay, so let's move on to talk about the founders. And I know you've been with Michael and Kenny for a long time. You joined them at the Purple Monster, bless them, the Purple Venture, as someone said. Are you really surprised that some agents' memories are better than others, and they'll never really morally support this? When some agents think that Michael and Kenny and the Purple Bricks tried to close UK estate agency, high street estate agency down.
Yeah, I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion, aren't they? And I can definitely understand the reasons why there's a select group out there that, regardless of what Boomin can do for them, principally just won't use Michael and Kenny, and I understand that and I respect that. But, particularly the Purple Monster, you call it, Purple Bricks with the Commisery campaign, all that was designed to do was intentionally be provocative to try and generate the company more valuations. We're out there to try and be successful, and that's all that they've ever tried to do. I've worked with Michael and Kenny for a long time now, and ultimately they've always delivered on what they said they were going to do, and that's why I've got an allegiance with them and I've worked so closely with them over the last 8 years.
Asking you as a man, so take your relationship. Why do you think? Let's be honest. Estate agencies are a very cutthroat business.
Yeah.
Why do you think people have taken it personally with Michael and Kenny and not their competitors that equally want to close them down and take every single listing?
Well, what I love about the industry is that there's so many passionate people. They really truly care about the hard work and what's involved. Property is all about people. It's about emotion. And I can see that in the narrative that's coming from some of those agents. And I think ultimately that's the reason why they are so emotive about it. And they're passionate about being successful. And they want to make sure that their brand, whether it be the company they work for or if it's their own individual brand, isn't tarnished. And they want to really, really succeed in what they do, which is great.
I'm with you. So the next question is, do we need another portal, or are we just making it more complicated for home buyers and tenants?
We certainly don't need another portal if you're looking at the portals all being the same, So I think what was crucial when we got around the room and talked about what Boomin was going to be was actually providing something that was different, providing something that was easy for customers to come to and get the information they needed to and enjoy the experience.
Someone said, what's the motivation of creating Boomin? Was it either to fill a consumer-driven demand for a new form of property search, or to support agents in bringing their properties to market, especially in light of how the other portals are interacting with the industry?
Well, I think it's both of those. I think if you look at both of those questions and comments, those were definitely aspirations that we wanted to do. We wanted to make it easier for agents. We wanted to make it more accessible. We wanted to give them good technology that would help them in the great work that they do on a day-by-day basis. Technology is never going to replace agents, ever. It's only there to help support. And if we can make them better and allow them to be better at what they do by providing that experience, then fantastic.
Okay, but let's be honest, the profit margin in estate agency is pretty tough at the moment, and fees are on the way down. the last thing they want is agents to spend another couple £100 a month. And let's be honest, you're going to put that up in a few years' time, aren't you? I know it's free for the first year, but you're going to put that up, aren't you?
Well, it's free for the first 12 months, as you've quite rightly pointed out, and that really is for agents to get the comfort that they can see the level of innovation, they can see that we're open to feedback and to develop it the way that they want it to be developed, and they can see some real value in it. I think that's most important. They can see that we're driving them a high number of valuations and that we're actually driving them revenue. And if they look at that and we can prove that we're driving them revenue, then actually it won't be a cost. It'll be something that can make them a serious amount of money.
I mean, how long have you been open now?
So it's been in terms of launch, or so yeah, we've been launched 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks, and do you know how many valuations you've created?
We do, yeah. We've booked thousands of appointments, and as I've already mentioned, the thing that I was encouraged by
That's
the
thousands
most.
of valuations, yes.
Thousands of appointments, yes.
Okay, you call them appointments.
Valuations and viewings, but thousands of valuations, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's good value for money for how much you've spent so far on the TV advertising?
Well, I think we have to be realistic. You know, it's a cold start within 3 weeks. Yes, you know, it's a heavy TV campaign and we're already seeing lots of people coming to the website, but we've been highly encouraged about the start that we've made, particularly with Matchmaker as well, the numbers of people that are creating Matchmaker buyer and seller adverts. But the biggest one for me was that we are booking, statistically, for every 4 viewings that we're booking a valuation because of the time that we ask, and that's phenomenal.
Next question is about the ability for people to book viewings direct with the vendor. Do you think that's wise?
Well, the diary was built in a way that allowed total flexibility, you know, so it allowed agents to use it the way that they wanted to. In most instances, agents are using that directly with themselves. There is the ability to engage with the vendor if they want to digitalise that and allow the vendor to confirm it without them having to pick up the phone, then they can do that. Of course, that's not going to work for all agents, but we wanted to at least give that as an option for some.
And what one agent said to me that it would be nice if you could have 3-way diary integration with their diary, the client's diary, the vendor's diary, and the purchasers. Does that?
Absolutely. So that is a functionality that's available today at the moment. They can do that if they so wished.
Okay. You're not going to allow people to put offers in through your website, are you?
No, offers aren't currently being able to be made at the moment. There's some exciting stuff on the roadmap. You know, as I guess my role, I get the benefit of seeing all of the things that we're looking to do and innovate in a way that others haven't before. So there's lots of things that we want to do.
Okay. Questions come in. In a press interview with a estate agency today on the 7th of January 2021, someone senior in the Boomin hierarchy, it's going to be the Bruces, we give zero consideration to an IPO, although it would make no sense to rule anything out or in at this stage. I appreciate that you're not on the board, but there is an opportunity there to sell out to Zillow in the future or something like that, isn't there? If you go.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's not really my place to talk about whether you sell out to Zillow or anyone for that matter. All I can talk about is what I see and hear on a day-by-day basis, and I'm on the phone with Michael Kenny every single day and all the other execs, and all of the conversations are based around how can we improve the customer experience, how can we improve the agent experience, how can we innovate more, how can we create a great proposition.
But you're not a charity. Surely you're doing it to make some money.
I think every business is out there to make some money other than a charity, as you say. So we want to be successful, of course.
Okay.
But success is all around getting that experience right, and we've got a lot of work to do to make sure that we get it right.
Okay. Someone asked me, in this 21st century, apps are everything. Why didn't you launch without an app?
I think the key thing with the app and how it works very differently to web, Chris, as I'm sure you'll know, is we want to be adaptive and we want to be responsive to change. We've had lots of feedback over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been fantastic, and we've really jumped on that. We've swarmed around it, and you can see the amount of updates that have gone in over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And when you make those updates on web, straight away, everyone that comes to the website sees that.
Okay.
The app's slightly different. When you launch an app, there's going to be feedback that comes in, and then you have to do an update, and you can't guarantee every single time that everyone's going to do those updates. So you just need to be a little bit more conscious about how many times you update that and the frequency. So it was a strategy to get the launch out of the way on web, take the feedback on, really embrace all of that, apply those learnings into the app, and then launch the app a little bit later once it's a little bit more stable.
Okay. Coming back to the integration, when do you think you will have everybody on who wants to be on?
I mean, if all of the CRMs that the agents were working with were in touch with us immediately and sent overnight, every single one of them could be on within 10 days. You know, so a lot of this is that we are struggling to get in contact. And I say a lot, it's a select few, but ultimately...
They're making a lot of noise though.
Yeah, and all they need to do is to make that noise with ourselves and to...
Okay, so let's just say, I'm just going to pick a CRM as an example, Repeat. I'm assuming that you have integration with Repeat. Is it a case of when one person's on Repeat, everyone's on everyone?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay, 60 CRMs is a lot though, isn't it?
It is a lot, but there's nearly 100, a little bit more than 100 CRMs out there because there's a lot of small estate agency software solutions with maybe one or two members of the team that maybe haven't been able to get in touch with and do the work because they've got other things on their backlog as quick as we'd like.
Because some people have said, I ring up Boomin and they're blaming my CRM, but then I speak to the CRM and they blame Boomin.
Yeah, so the process is the same with all the CRMs. Ultimately, they send us the property data, we sanitise that, we make sure that it's coming through in the right way. It's a very, very quick process, and the moment we receive that data, it's a very, very quick turnaround time. So anyone that isn't integrated, all I can do is to encourage their CRM provider to get in contact with us.
Okay, and if someone feels they're banging their head against the wall and you're blaming each other, how does someone contact Boomin and actually, someone who knows what they're talking about, to almost, because let's be honest, I know Kenny's doing the charm offensive and he's giving me a call and he's doing webinars and things like that, but can they pick up the phone to you?
They absolutely can pick up the phone to me. I've been very open and agents have done that. And all
How
the
do people contact you?
Either LinkedIn, phone number, email.
What is your phone number? Tell the people at home and let's give them a call.
You can put the phone number at the end of the video.
Okay then, good stuff.
So they're more than happy to contact me and the integrations team, and we're very proactive. We pick up the phone, give them a call and initiate that process and really try and make sure that we give our customer what they want.
Where are you with all the major corporates joining? Because if they don't join, you won't have critical mass, some people think.
Well, there's a lot of estate agents out there, isn't there? There's a lot of estate agency branches. There's, 20,000?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the big boys like your LSLs and your Connell sequences.
Yeah, so when I say the 20,000 branches, clearly they have a large part of that. I don't think that they are critical to get critical mass necessarily. Of course, those brands are always welcome onto Boomin, and we'd love to work with them. But at the same time, in answer to your question, I don't think that they would be important to gain critical mass.
Do you think there's a reason why they haven't joined? I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got some decent names on board, haven't you? But more regional players, not national.
Yeah, look, I think you've got to look at some of the brands that we've managed to attract at such an early stage, even before launching. Some really, really strong, big, multi-branch businesses. And, we're going to continue to do that. There's some more announcements coming out with bigger agents in the coming weeks.
Probably they're paying a lot less than £200 a branch than what you will charge, because they're on mate rate deals with all the big ones, allegedly. Obviously, we can't confirm that. Okay. So the next question is, when a VAL request comes through, how many agents get it? So do they need to be platinum members, which I think we touched on earlier on, but let's just touch on this again.
Yeah. So again, the algorithm that sits behind the Matchmaker.
Okay, so is there a separate function for just, say, give me a valuation, or do you have to go through the Matchmaker to get
No, not at all. They're completely separate functions. But in terms of the agent selector, of course, they're very, very similar.
Okay, so we've done the Matchmaker. There is a separate section saying, I want to sell my house, give me some estate agents' names.
Absolutely. So you can either book a VAL directly through there, or, of course, there's another book VAL click to action on an estate agent's property details as well.
Okay, and if it's on an estate agent's details, I'm hoping it will go through to the agent.
Absolutely, of course, yeah.
Okay. But let's just say I just want a VAL,
yeah,
a free VAL or mortgage appraisal, whatever, different people call them different things.
Yeah.
What choice? Is it the same as the Matchmaker, which is platinum first and you'll go with the one that sold the most?
Location, platinum and success.
Okay.
Those are the three things that are important.
And again, repeating ourselves back to earlier on, if someone's faking the numbers, that needs policing. So again, if someone feels that another agent's taking the mickey, you're happy.
Of course,
you're happy to be taking a phone call and saying, I think this agent's taking the mick.
Absolutely, it's really important that all of the data that's on the website is sanitised, as we already have done.
And what are you doing about portal juggling in terms of agents whipping it off and whipping it on?
Well, we're very clear that that's something that some select agents have done previously, and we've got the integrations team in place and code behind the system to make sure that we recognise that and deal with it.
Because remember, the data's coming from the CRM. You've got to spot whether a property's coming off or not.
Of course.
But do you have things in place to police that?
100%, of course. That's really important that we did that, and we were very aware of it from the start. And clearly, with things that have happened in the past with other portals and they've had that experience, we had the benefit of seeing that to make sure that it was implemented right from the start.
And what will happen if you see an agent? I mean, the odd one or two is not necessarily an issue, but what would you do if you saw an agent blatantly doing this constantly?
Yeah, so it's really important to us in terms of anything that's been done by an agent that is slightly underhand or deceitful, that we have no policy, they're off of the site. We need to make sure that we.
Is it like red cards and green? They get a warning and things like that. I hope.
But they'll
I know you're into your football. And
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. No, I don't think I'll be going around and giving yellow cards and red cards personally.
But you're not going to. But you're going to warn them, aren't you? That hey, come on, slap around the wrist, do that again, and you might be, yellow card.
I think we will deal with them fairly and firmly to make sure that it's transparent for everybody.
Good stuff. Next question is talking about location data. There's some properties that are for sale in South Humberside. South Humberside has not existed for over 10 years.
Okay, so.
And you've known about it for 10 days, according to the person that's on the website.
Okay, well, I can't comment on that individually because that wasn't brought to my attention.
Okay.
But with all these things, particularly with the search, it's all about refinement. It's all about making sure that with the polygons and the search maps, that all of those all inevitably going to need tweaking. They do change to some degree.
Okay. It's still North Lincolnshire. It's still a bit strange up there. And I can say that because I come from Lincolnshire. So the next question is, what does Boomin do to game change the experience and investment perspective for clients?
So I guess that again is the same in terms of all of the features that we offer, isn't it? From playground to priorities to the real-time booking experience to features which secret property sneak peek, Chainmaker, which is a really, really exciting one that's going to be coming out soon.
So what's that then?
Chainmaker is all around trying to capture people's interest even when it is sold subject to contract. So a testament to all the hard work that the agents are doing and the market at the moment, that the 70% of the market is actually under offer. And we wanted to enable customers to be able to register their interest against that. And if for whatever reason that falls through, 30% is the industry.
Okay, so what you're saying is if a property sells up to contract, there's a button which basically you can tick saying, let me know if this comes back on the market.
Correct.
It's not bad, is it? Because I've always thought, when you go to Marks & Spencer's, I know obviously you shop elsewhere, but I'm a bit of a boring man when it comes to my clothes. You'd love to know that if something comes back in stock, you'll be told. I mean, the other portals don't do this, do they?
No, and I think that's going to be really, really game-changing, and agents are going to love that.
Okay, but do you think you're doing a particularly good job getting that message across when basically all your TV adverts is boom? Oh, I've got what's a Van Gogh? Do you think you could get that story, that across a little bit better? I know you're not an ad agency.
I'm not an ad agency, and I certainly wouldn't want to do Phil's job, the CMO. But marketing's subjective, right? I think certainly when you go out there initially with such a big marketing campaign, it's all about getting awareness out. Once you've got awareness out, it's about telling the story, and no doubt we'll be telling the story about all the things that we do differently, but initially it's all around getting awareness out to get the eyeballs to the site.
Boom, as they say. Yeah. Okay. Do you think you could be doing more to get more leads? I mean, someone said, I've been on a couple of weeks and I've only had one lead. They've told me to create interest by creating mystery type properties to gain interest pre-advertising, which is what we talked about earlier on.
Yeah.
Do you think, I'm going to jump in here, I know I'm very bad at this. Do you think some estate agents almost are, I'm going to use the word, lazy and just want it given to them on a plate when they've almost got to do some work themselves and almost, prime the pump?
Well, I think they're quite right to demand more business because they quite haven't had it before from some of the other portals. They get leads, lots of leads, but that's not listings, that's not revenue. And we've been very clear right from the outset that that's what we wanted to do, and we've been really encouraged by the numbers of people coming to the website. As I say, we've already booked thousands of valuations and viewings, and it's up to us to continue to drive that.
Okay. Next question is: will you ever give the opportunity to for the public to list houses privately on your Boomin?
No, we've already covered that several times on this interview, particularly with Matchmaker as well, which I know is something that agents are concerned about. Absolutely, the agents are the front and centre of what we do.
And you will never ever be an estate agent.
We'll never ever be an estate agent.
You will never sell houses direct.
Never sell houses directly.
Okay. Next. Some of the guys in Northern Ireland saying they're feeling a bit left out.
Okay.
Okay. What? So, Boomin not in Northern Ireland then?
Boomin's not in Northern Ireland, although we are going into Northern Ireland, so that is something that's coming very, very soon.
Okay, good. Right. Okay. We'll hold you to that. Okay. Why have Boomin followed Rightmove and Zoopla and a number of free-to-list sites by making it impossible for anyone to access an agent's own website?
It's an interesting question. It did sort of raise an eyebrow when I first saw that, because I guess from our perspective, we were very conscious that we wanted to provide access easier than the other portals did. So I have had a really good conversation with a director of an estate agent up in the north, and we actually changed it to be even more prominent on the site. I think currently the other portals hide the links behind video icons, which isn't video, it's just a link to websites, and we wanted to do it in a much better way. So again, we're looking to update that at all times, but we feel that we do as much as we can to try and promote that.
So in the future, do you think you could have website links to agents' websites?
We do currently have that at the moment.
You do?
We do, yeah.
So people just don't know it's there?
No. But it's up to us to try and make sure that when we look at user traffic and look at how they're engaging, to make sure that those useful links are there for customers to use.
Someone asked, will you support 5G technology in terms of visual experience?
Yeah, I think 5G definitely. There's lots of other ways that we want to try and incorporate that. Is very much at the forefront of innovation.
And the final question is, how do you help estate agency brands remain vital against their competitors compared to any other portal if both are using Boomin? Or is it about creating a level playing field? And
I think to some degree it is about creating a level playing field, you know. But we want to make sure that the agent's brand is always front and centre when a customer comes to Boomin. So when they're listing houses with us, that they can go and they can see that brand in the customer hub, in email communications, and everywhere that we support them.
I mean, you've said before that Platinum and Gold is dependent on the membership level, dependent on the integration, I can never say that word, with the agent. Are there any plans to sell stuff like, you know, other agents sell featured agents and valuation alerts and home pages, and, you know, there are certain websites out there, you know, it's £1,000 a month, but if you give us £2,000 a month, we'll give you £3,000 worth of extras, and this, and they basically just go to a brand bucket and get some numbers in, and, you know, is the plan ever to sell extras?
Yeah, the plan has always been to absolutely not take that same model. So it's always one flat fee, and everything else that we do is all about making it a level playing field.
And are you allowing online estate agents and self-employed estate agents to be on this? Yeah,
so online, hybrid, and the self-employed model as well have also got a place.
And you'll never ever be an estate agent?
Never ever be an estate agent.
Is there anything else you want to add to me, say to the world out there in estate agency land that I haven't touched?
No, I think we've gone through everything that we need to.
Good stuff. Tom, how does anyone contact you if they need to talk to you?
So my number, 07923 274 174, and would really welcome any feedback. I take hours of calls every single day from agents and really enjoy listening to some of the feedback they've got about Boomin.
Thank you for your time today. Boys and girls out there in estate agency land, I hope that has answered some of your questions. Later in the summer, but Michael and Kenny Bruce have committed to me to come and sit on the Watkins sofa together to discuss these things in more details, but we couldn't get them guys up to Grantham straight away. I hope these have answered your questions. If you've got any other questions, put them into the comments below, and I'm sure Tom will answer them back, both on social media and also on the YouTube. Thank you for your time today. You've been amazing.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.